Jay, so I've been seeing on Instagram conversation about Nike, right? People like, oh, Nike in trouble, Nike need help, Nike stock situation. But I saw one of the moves that they made was to bring back a former executive. So they did that. I remember Starbucks did the same thing with Howard Schultz. So I just want to ask you, is that a common practice for companies once they reach a certain level of trouble? And then what's happening to those companies along the way? Like, are they losing the original vision or is something else going on?
That's a great question to me. Actually, that's very good. That's common business practice. I mean, just one of the biggest examples is Apple. You know, that was Steve Jobs' company. He created it. He got pushed out, and they brought him back. You know, I believe in the '90s. And so yeah, he that happens, and then people follow suit. Other companies since then, and probably it was before that, but you know, way before our time. But yes, after that is one of the biggest ones that we know in our time. But people do that, and yeah, it worked with this person, and people respected this person. Sometimes you got board of directors, and sometimes they want to get the board under control, and they all respect this particular gentleman or female who they retired maybe or went off to do something else, and they asked him to come back to right the ship. And so that's cool. That's just normal stuff. Nike stock did go down a lot. I think Nike's going to be fine. Nike just needs some new innovation. Um, Nike's made a lot of money off of selling shoes that we've been wearing for 40 years, 30 and 40 years. And with people reselling, and it just, again, looking the same. And you got competition. You got people like things like Skechers, which is not the same type of shoe, but they're trying to make it into that, where they doing a deal with Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg bringing in some basketball people that he knows, Crocs, those other. I mean, people are exploring different options. Adidas is doing some things. Puma has an amazing resurgence. It just got they was just comfortable, and so now they just need some new innovation. They again righting the ship behind the scenes, but I think Nike long term be back and be alright. But it's just one of those things, man. The company, they're not the only one on the block no more. You know what I mean? They don't have it like that. Like, oh, all people want is Nikes. I mean, you got LaMelo Ball with Puma. You got the New Balance community. Some of the biggest players are wearing New Balance, like Kawhi Leonard. Nike's not the only game in town. You know what I'm saying? And so now they're gonna have to act like they're hungry. They're gonna have to act like they want to fight for some market share and get their spot back at the top. But I don't think that they can't do it. It's just a matter of when and how. But even if they got to a hot number 2, I think they'll be fine. But they're definitely not gonna stay where they are now. Their stock is down, 30%, maybe a little bit more. So that's a lot, So I don't think they're gonna stay there though. I think that the company has enough in the tank to get them back to some place. They just had a few bad quarters, but they'll be fine. They'll be back.